So let's get started.
Yeah,
Very, uh, very good afternoon to those who are in India and in the other places. To the other places, a big hello. If it is late night, good evening or evening. Please, please welcome to this workshop on VBA. Okay, I am Surya Prakash Ulipaka, and I am the founder of Accounting Minds, and I am here. I'm very glad to host you all, you guys, here for this workshop here. Okay, and today I have Phanindra, Mr. Phanindra, who's okay. Let me also talk about what Accounting Minds does. We are a formal training institute, okay, and we deal with professional courses with like CA, CMA, and we also do SAP and BBA classes. We are into recruitment and consultancy. We have a couple of branches in India, and branches are physical branches we are talking about, but we are operating pan India, taking classes everywhere. Now here we are right now to let me also introduce to you about myself. I am the founder of this institute, and I am a CMA by qualification. I have 10 years of teaching experience and more than 14 years of overall experience. And internationally, I have worked and I have industry experience in accounting, finance, ERP domains. Now, I also have Phanindra, who is our speaker today. Phanindra is a chartered accountant. He works with a big MNC as a controller finance, and he is a rank 2 in CA intermediate and rank 13 CA final. It is so really great to have him on board today to share his knowledge with you guys. Okay, it's really great. Now he is also a university ranker and a wonderful academic career. He has 20 years of teaching experience, 15 years of industry experience, and whatnot. I have my words will fall short if I have to keep explaining about Pani and his achievements. And let us welcome him. And I also Pani, yeah. So here we are for a VBA course here. Pani will be explaining you about this VBA, what it does and all. I want to also let you know few things about this meeting is that we have enough participants in this meeting joining. Okay. So addressing individually may be difficult or not possible, keeping in view the time constraint. So we will conduct this workshop where Pani will take over now and he will explain us uh, the flow of the workshop, what are the things he wants to share with us. Having said that, few things which I have learned is that VBA is a wonderful tool. Most of us here, I am assuming that the participants here who have come here are have done some work on Excel, or they know what is Excel and they have been working on Excel. It makes a lot of sense for them, this workshop, predominantly for professionals, managers, team leads who extensively work on data. There are also university students. Some students have joined here. They are most welcome. Okay, any walk or any sphere you are in. Okay, Excel is a wonderful tool when it comes to data. So definitely, this workshop will give you some insights. You may not be able to take something home, but it will definitely give you some insight. But I'm pretty sure that those who are working professionals working with data, it definitely will help them a lot, this workshop, and maybe they can explore how they want to get into VBA, learning of a VBA, and how it can foster their growth, career growth. Right. Pani, next slide. That's all you. That's all I think I have. If you want to add something, you can add about VBA, and probably you can get into the
sure, sure, Surya. Thanks
yeah.
for introduction.
Right.
So now let me go with the flow. So the agenda is first I will run you through a couple of practical applications of VBA, mainly from accountants' point of view. We have picked up a couple of codes, VBA codes that can come long way for the accountants. Then I will run you through a small code to understand or to get a flavor of VBA. You know, many of the accountants or many of the people will have phobia about coding. So the idea is to take away that phobia from your minds. Then followed by, we have, we have a couple of people on the call who have recently learned VBA. They are professionals, working professionals. So you would get a chance to hear from them directly. Then summary and questions. So let me jump to the practical applications of VBA. I will share some of the examples from my experience.
Honey, also before you get into the slide, okay, guys, we have made sure that in the discussion before this workshop with Honey and me also is that let us have this workshop crisp and less slide centric and more informative centric. Okay, not slide centric, but more of a where you guys can see something real and identify how good it is. Go ahead, Honey.
Okay, thanks, Surya. Yeah. So what you're seeing now is a simple data where you have days, right? So typically for accountants, they would come across situations where they need to do aging analysis of various reports. Reports could be for data, reports could be for inventory, and any other, occasions where they would be expected to prepare aging analysis. So let's say, for example, I'm explaining the same with a simple, data which you can see here. And for doing this particular job, for doing this aging analysis, they typically use complex if functions, or they use filters and try to bucketize the data into 3 to 4 categories. And the typical categories that they use in as per industry practices: 1 to 90 days, 90 days to 180 days, 181 to 365 days, and 365 days and more. So this is what I have used for my example here. So to make our lives pretty easy, there is one feature, interesting feature available in VBA, where you can create your own function as per your own needs. Just the way we have other standard functions available in Excel. For example, you have VLOOKUP, you have sum, you have SUMIF. All these are standard formulae that are available in Excel, which comes from the Microsoft. But those standard formulae do not meet all of your day-to-day needs. So you can create your own function which exactly meets your needs. So this is one such example. So to meet our aging analysis needs, I have created a function called aging. Okay, the name of the function is aging. So how can I call that function? Just the way you call any other function, you can write this function aging. This is not, again, I'm telling, this is not the standard function that is available in MS Excel. This is something that I have coded. So I'm just, I'm using that aging function, and the input parameter here is days. See how beautifully the aging comes up. Now I'm just copy pasting that function formula till the end. Now you can see that the days have been categorized into these 4 categories, which are A, B, C, D, like A 1 to 90 days, B 90 to 180 days, C 180 to 365 days, D 365 days and more. Okay. Now you might be curious to know the code behind this function, right? So let me quickly show how it looks like. Yeah. So this is the code behind that function. Just by writing this code, I request all the participants to keep themselves on the mute. Thank you. Okay, so this is the code behind that function, aging function, which gives you that result as per your needs. And if you want to make any different customization, let's say you want 150 days without instead of 180 days, you can change it to make necessary changes to meet your needs. So what we're using here is a typical one of the functionality within VBA called select case and select. Using that select case feature in VBA, we have created this custom function called aging. Okay, so this is one of the example for creating the custom function. Now I would move on to a different example. So as an accountant, every month end is a kind of nightmare for them, where they're typically about a week's time, they have to do a lot of long hours at office because they're driven by deadlines. They need to prepare a lot of journal entries, prepare, analysis reports, and do, submissions to the consolidation. So various processes are involved, and those days they're found to be extremely busy, right? So I'm going to show one more live application where a journal entry posting can be automated from end to end. For that, this is basically to give at a high level what we want to achieve here is, first, there are basically two goals here. Goal number one is to prepare a report which has all the relevant fields required from management point of view. That is number one. Number two, prepare a journal entry to give the balance by different dimensions. So as we dive into this particular scenario, you'll get a better understanding. Let me explain. Basically, I have 4 reports here. Report number 1, which is receivables report. It has 3 columns currently: date, invoice, and balance, which are in blue. So the columns that are in blue headers are input columns. Okay, standard reports from your ERP. Then you have, this is report number 1. Now report number 2 is factoring report. So here again you have 4 to 5 columns: invoice number, date, amount, outstanding, paid. Then you have one more tab called reserve, or one more report called reserve. So here you have 4 columns: invoice, due, currency, and amount. Okay, so far you have seen 3 reports. So what is common in all these 3 reports is invoice number, date, and amount. These are common in terms of columns. If you see rows, each report has different rows. So this report has about 68 rows. That is reserve report. Factoring report has got about 1200 rows, and receivables report has about 3000 rows, right? So it is quite obvious that factoring is a subset of receivables, and reserve also is a subset of receivables, right? So what is there in reserve must be there in AR, receivables tab, or receivables report, and what is there in factoring must be there in the receivables report. but what is there in receivables report will not be there in the factoring or reserve sheets, because receivable has got more lines, almost 3,000 lines. Factoring has about 1,200 lines. Reserve has got about 70 lines. Okay. Yeah. So all the three reports have three basic information, basic columns: date, invoice, and value. Only date, invoice, and value. But the management wants details of receivables by business unit, by product, and by branch. That is the task given to you as an accountant. So you are asked to prepare receivables by business unit, by product, and by branch. Currently, you don't have that information in these tabs. So that's the goal. So that information you have, for that you have a different sales report, okay, which has got invoice number, amount, business unit, product, and branch. Okay, and this has got about 6,000 lines. So the idea is, the aim is that you want, this is the sales report, okay, it has all the details, but what you want is, you want receivables also by business unit, by product, or by branch. Same way, factored receivables also you want by business unit, by product, by branch. Okay. So to put it in other words, the idea is to give, to be able to prepare the necessary reports for management. Can we get all these? Can we collate all these 4 tabs into one single tab and put them together, so that we'll have one single source for the reporting purposes to meet the different needs of the organization? Do you get it? So the information that is scattered across 4 different places, can we get them into, or can we get them to one common place, put and stake them together, together next to each other, so that we can pull out whatever reports we want, and it will have all the relevant details. So that's why you can see here the columns in the, I have come to the receivable report now. Here you can see 4 columns: factored outstanding, factored paid, and reserved, which are in yellow. Okay. So what we are going to instruct VBA to do is, we will ask VBA to pick the data from these tabs, okay, and populate here. So let's say, for example, what it will do is, let's say we have the first invoice here is PWR 045350, right? So we want this particular invoice to be picked from here. I'm just copied this invoice number. I'm coming to this tab, and in this column I'm searching for it. Okay. Yeah. So this is there in row number 395. In this tab, it is there in row number 5. In receivable tab, it is there in the row number 395. Okay. So what I want is, this amount is how much here? 879. Sorry, this column, outstanding column I, 879.61. That's right. So once the invoice is found, I want that amount to be populated here as 879. Okay, whatever amount is there. So if this job has to be done, what you do typically, you use VLOOKUPs in your, this is our normal practice. As per our normal practice, we do VLOOKUPs, and if the same thing has to happen, we have to do multiple VLOOKUPs from these 3 different tabs. And sometimes what might happen is, there could be some data some lines here. So the limitations of VLOOKUP is if there is some data which is available here, but which is not available here, then you need to do one more VLOOKUP. So in this way, VLOOKUP from this tab, VLOOKUP from that tab, we end up doing so many VLOOKUPs, and it takes tremendous time of ours, time and efforts from our side. Now let's see the same job, how it can be achieved through VBA. So you can see now currently these columns, everything is blank. None of them is filled up. See, all these columns are blank, column B, C, E. Okay. Now just with a click of button, the code behind this button will populate, will pick the data from these two tabs and populate here against the respective invoice. Okay, it will go and put it in the against the concerned invoice. So I'm clicking now. So it's doing its job now. It's getting executed. Yes, it says now job done.
I could see the color also changing.
Yeah, so here what happens is it's doing a check. What is the total as per the source tabs, these two tabs, and what is the total as per these columns now which got filled up. You can see now the values have been filled up now. The numbers have been populated from those two tabs, and the numbers have been stacked against the same invoice number in the respective columns. Now you can see the totals are also matching. For example, to cross check, here outstanding column I, what is the total? 3.6 million. Let's see whether we have the same total here. Yeah, we have the same total here also, 3.6 million. Same way, let's come here. What's the total here? 8.823K. Here also we have 823K. How much is it? Now come to the reserve sheet. Here you have 521K. And here also you have 521K. So now just to summarize what has happened, the data which was available in 3 different sheets, now that has been merged into one sheet. Okay, now we don't need these 2 sheets because all the data that is there has been transported to this tab. Okay, now this is one step for the end goal. We are still not done with our end goal. We are still working through it. Now, what actually what we want is, okay, before that, I also want to show you something. It will also do a quick reconciliation of wherever differences are there, it will throw those differences. So it says so many differences are there between, let's say, for example, here you can see as per the receivables tab, the amount is 48, and as per the reserve tab, the amount is 3025. So there is a difference of 2976. It calculates and it tells you, it puts everything on the plate and gives it to you. It does everything on the plate. It comes, you need not put your, you need not break your head to find out these differences and generally, typically, they take away our life, right? So much, you put so much of efforts to find out these differences. Everything got completed just in less than a minute's time. Complete reconciliation has been done among these 3 reports now. Now the final reconciliation with the sales report. Now what we will do, we'll do a comparison between sales report and AR report. And one more thing I forgot to tell you here. In this tab also, respective tabs also, it says, it gives you the status whether it is found in AR or not. Here it says everything is found in AR, and here it says Yeah, everything is found in AR. So you get a status here as well. Okay, now let's come to here, the sales tab. So in this tab, now what we will do, we want to populate whatever is available here, the data, all these columns, from column here, four value columns are there. So we want all these four value columns, column C, D, E, N, these three columns, and this column. All these columns now to be transported to this particular tab. Okay, and again, against the respect to invoice number. Okay. And one more challenge here is, here sometimes one invoice can have multiple lines here. Here one invoice you have, but multiple products here. Okay. So in this kind of scenario, again, VLOOKUP doesn't work. VLOOKUP works only when you have one-to-one relation. But here, one-to-many relationships are there. Then again, VLOOKUP will fail. Lot of manual manipulation has to be done to get to this level. If you have to do manually, it takes, significant amount of time of yours to get to this stage. So now let's see how the VBA pulls out the data from this receivables tab to this tab. Yeah, you can see, since the number of lines are more, it takes a bit of time. You can see the progress here. So far, 17% is completed. It is doing the calculations line by line, because since you have multiple lines for some of the invoices, it has to calculate the percentage and then assign the values. That's why, it takes time to complete the process. So 31% completed. You can also keep track of the progress here. You can see just below sales, here you can see the progress. May I request all the participants to mute themselves? I can hear some background noise. That means some of the participant has unmuted themselves. Surya, is there a way we can mute everyone? Okay, just 20% more pending. Yeah, almost there. 94% done. Yep, 100% completed. Now you can see everything green. That means the transportation of the data from this tab to this tab has successfully been completed. All numbers are matching, and you have now one single report where you have details of all the 4 individual reports we had before the processing by VBA. Okay. Okay. So now this can be your primary source on which you can build many more reports to meet requirements of your management, because in this sheet you have all the details in this one single report. Okay. Now let's see one more goal. We achieved one goal with this. Now one more goal is what? To prepare the journal entry. So in journal entry, basically there are 4 different ledgers. I have, we have one more half an hour limited time, so I'll go, bit fast. So here, one ledger, 4 different GLs are there. So left side, what you are seeing is the summary of the report that we prepared. Okay, pivot, it's nothing but a pivot of the report just that we have prepared from, the single report. And then on right side, what you can see is your current balance by business unit, product and branch from your ERP, the current balance report from your ERP. So this is how the other tabs also have similar information. Left side is the summary from this report what we prepared, and right side is the extract from ERP. Now here you have the basically journal template which needs to be filled and uploaded into your ERP to prepare the JE. Okay, so JE, what you will do, you need to reverse out the existing balance and post the balance as per the report you prepared just now. So
Pani, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think many of them here do this kind of exercise.
That's right. Yeah.
They have a big Excel sheet where they have the all the invoice details or invoices related to a product, branch, and so business unit, and they are supposed to consolidate and make one journal entry, isn't it? Right, Pani?
Absolutely. This is how journal entries are prepared based on different sources from different reports, and they need to be brought into a common format for before they are uploaded into ERP. So they need to now fill all these columns again. Copy pastes, VLOOKUPs, all those things are done here to eventually prepare a complete balanced JE. Now let's see how quickly the same is done just with a click of button. Job done. Your journal entry is ready, and you have both debit and credit matching perfectly. Everything, including description, everything is ready. Same thing. So the whole exercise, what VBA has done now, if you do manually in a traditional way, in a conventional way, then it will take at least 2 to 3 hours minimum. But here, by using VBA, it won't take more than 10 minutes. So this is the value that VBA gives us. Okay, so so we have seen 2 practical applications. One is preparation of journal entry, and other one is creating a custom function. Now I will explain you. I'll try to give you a quick flavor of VBA coding. How does VBA coding happen? Okay, so I'll try to explain in a simpler language as much as possible. I have another maybe 15 minutes, so I need to finish this in next 15 minutes. So you can see 5 different buttons here. That means each of the button has been assigned with a VBA code. So erase just makes it completely clean. Pyramid, what it does, whatever text is there in this cell B1, that comes in the form of pyramid. So first it will have 1 letter, then you will have 2, 3, 4, till the complete string or complete text is completed. Then you have inverted pyramid. You have pyramid with colored letters. You have inverted pyramid, colored background. Okay, so let's at least first I'll start with the pyramid. How to do this? Okay, or I'll try to explain the code behind this particular button. Okay. So now, where is accounting minds? Accounting minds is in cell B1, right? Column B and row 1. Generally, in our normal parlance, we call it as B1 in our common parlance. We call it as B1. So let's see what in VBA parlance. Okay, in VBA parlance, same thing needs to be referred as cells. Okay, so VBA recognizes X is what your Excel is what Excel has got sheets, and sheet is a collection of cells, right? So VBA knows them by cells and row number and column number dot value. This is how VBA remembers this accounting mind string or text. So what is accounting minds to you is remembered as cells, that is row number, column number means here what is the row number? Your row number is what? 1. Column number is what? 2. B means 2 dot value. So whenever I say cells 1 comma 2 dot value means it is accounting minds. Okay, so this is your VBA language. This is our normal language. In normal language we say B1. Here it is cells 1 comma 2 dot value. Okay, same way. Now what I want to suppose this AC, ACC, ACCO, right? I want to build a pyramid here. So for the pyramid to be built, first I need to write A here. Then I need to write AC manually if you do, right? AC, ACC, right? So if same instruction has to be given, like how will you achieve the same result to VBA? First, I will do in a very dumb way, okay? Very, very dumb way. Then we'll try to do it in a smart way. So dumb way, how we can do? Dumb way is, now this A is in which cell? D1, right? This A is in D1. So D1 can be referred as what? Cells D1, 1 comma 4 dot value is equal to A. If I give this instruction to VBA, VBA will put A in this particular cell. Okay. So when I give this instruction to VBA, VBA will put what it will do? It will do A. Suppose when I do cells 2, that is second row and fourth column dot is equal to AC, then what it will do? Here it will put AC. Okay, guys? Yeah. Now same way, if I do cells third row, fourth column dot value is equal to ACC, then what it will do here? It will do ACC. So by now you would have got an understanding of how VBA, how you can assign values to a particular cell using VBA. I'll just copy paste this and I'll show you how it works. So to just, to write a VBA code, what you have to do is you have to press Alt plus F11. When you press Alt plus F11, Excel will take you to the VBA platform where you can write your codes. Okay, so I am pressing Alt F11 now.
In case you guys have your Excels open, you could probably try that. Of
okay,
course.
so every macro needs to be given a name. Okay, you can give whatever name you want. There are certain norms to be followed while giving a name, but mostly generally normal names are accepted. So let's say I'm doing sub, and that name has to start with, every macro has to start with sub name. So name is what? Let's say pyramid I'm just giving, and bracket open, bracket close, hit enter. Okay, then automatically you will see and sub coming automatically. Yeah. Now, whatever code we wrote, I'm just copy pasting this code there. Okay. I'm just erasing it, everything here for your understanding. Now everything is blank. Now, whatever code is put in this VBA, I'll call for this code now. What is the name you gave? Pyram, right? So yeah, you can see now it's filled, right? Erase, I'll show you once again. I've come now, this column is completely blank. I'm executing that once again for your benefit. So ACCC. Understand, guys? So if you want to achieve the same result, and you want to do in a dumb way, what you have to do? If you really want to do in a dumb way,
those many times I have to do it. Got it.
You have to do so many times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I think it will be easy to type it in Excel.
14. Yeah, so if you do this way, actually there is no point using VBA, right? But why I'm telling this way? Because you will understand it. Okay, first, when for learning purposes, sometimes it makes sense to do in a dumb way. Only for learning purposes, understanding purposes. Maybe somewhere something. Okay, now let's see how it works. What I should press now? Alt F8, Alt plus of F8, and select that macro name. You see, all the lines have been populated based on what we wrote here. But as Surya said, it's not a smart way of doing it. Better than that is directly write here A, B, C, D, A, C, A, whatever you want, right? Why you have to write in VBC, call for the macro, and then see the result. Okay, so what is a smart way? That I'm going to explain you now. So instead of writing so many times, I would like to write only once. That is smart way. Okay, dumb way is write the code so many times individually. Smart way is I will not write so many times. I will write only single line. That is what is called smart way. And what I will do for that? I'll show you how to. There is one functionality available in VBA. Which is called loop. Okay, what I will use? I will use for loop. So before that, what I would do, I would want to store, give a nickname to this particular string, because this string is a long string. I don't want to use it time and again. So what I will do, I will use something, I will store this particular name. I'm calling it as a name. Okay, and instead of 1 minute. So instead of calling it as accounting minds every time, to make my job easy, I'm just saying that, okay, accounting minds and name are same. Okay, accounting minds and name are same. Name is equal to accounting minds. That means computer will understand whenever I say name, computer will understand that accounting minds. If I say name, computer will take it as accounting minds. Okay, that is how computer will understand. Now, I'll just pick only one line from the previous code what we wrote. So as I said, if you're a smart person, you will not write so many lines. You will try to simplify the code. So by using for loop, I will simplify it. So how many times I want this to be written? 16 times, right? Let's see what is the length of this particular string. 16, right? So I need 16 times. I want this particular thing to be written 16 times, or I'm going to use 16 rows here. So for that, I will say I will use for n is equal to 1 to 16 and write next here. Okay. So what will happen? Whatever you're writing between this for and next, now you are seeing two new things here, for and next here. So whatever is in between this for and next, this particular statement will be executed 16 times. Okay. So this is smart way of writing the code. This is dumb way of writing the code. What on the top, what you see on the top is dumb style, dumb way of writing the code, and what you see in the bottom is the smart way of writing the code. And what I will do here, instead of 1, I will make it as n. Instead of 1, what I'm doing, I will make it as n. Because we want all those from 1 to 16 cells to be filled. And here what I will do, I will use, I don't know, I'm sure some of you know, those who are already users of the Excel, they know one function called left in Excel, right? I'm using that left function and I'm saying left of the name. What is name? Accounting minds here. Okay, so it will pick the left of the name and I'll put n here. That's it. Your code is done. So this will also give you the same result as this one, the top one. Top one is a dumb way of writing the code, so that you'll understand, for your understanding of how VBA functions, I just wrote it, but the professional way of writing the code is the second one. Okay, let's see. Now I'll execute this pyramid loop and then see whether it works or not. I'm doing Alt F8, pyramid loop, run. You got it. Okay, guys. So now it is coming as a, okay. Now let's say quickly, actually I'm done with, my time allotted, but quickly let's say I want to show you how to, do different colors. So what I will do is dot. Now, just by adding this line, you can see how colors will change. Just one single line. Again, I'm erasing it. See, now you got different lines, right? Now, suppose you want okay. Same already pre-existing codes are there. I will explain now. Suppose you want again, okay. Otherwise, let me change there only. Suppose, okay, let's instead of interior, let me change it to font here. Let's see what happens. Erase, and again I'll execute it. Sorry. Alt F8. Now the font color got changed. See, it's so easy,
Makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Now, as we only have 10 minutes, and I need to give some chance to the other speakers as well. So, do we have Rajesh and Nitish on the line?
Hi, Rajesh.
Hi, Fanisher. Hi, Fanisher. Hi, Surya. Sir.
Hi. Do we have Nitish also?
Yes, Surya sir. Yeah.
Hi. Okay. So I have Rajesh here, head of finance of a very big company, and he's also a chart accountant and a cost accountant, 42nd ranker in chart accountancy, state board ranker, university topper, years of experience. Okay, head of finance, and recently and he is being exploring VBA and its uses. Okay, so we thought we will also bring him today so that he can share his knowledge also. Okay, and Nitish, give me a minute. Once Rajesh speaks, I will I will come back to you. Yeah,
Sure, sir.
Right, Rajesh. Rajesh, can you see, there are various type of attendees here. Okay, maybe people who are roles like you are in, maybe people who are very young and just entering into the corporate, as entry level jobs and all, and there may be mid level where or team lead levels where they are working with Excel and all. Okay, so just give your insights about VBA, what you have learned and how it could help you.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining this forum, sparing your valuable time during the weekend. And of course, this is my first online session facing this quantum of professional achievers, and feeling excited about it. And so introduction is already been given by the Accounting Minds team. And so in fact, we have just completed our VBA course, me and Nitish, and we are pretty much fortunate enough to go through this course. In fact, so in the initial maybe 10-15 minutes, you would have seen the wonders what VBA could do, explained by Funny sir. But while writing the code, you might be feeling, okay, there is some science to it, or maybe there's some art to it. So you might be feel a little bit of scary for it. But of course, that's what my initial thought process was also. But as and when during the course of sessions, that made it simple. And we could learn. So it's not so much stuff. Of course, any course, not only VBA course, any course for that matter, needs certain amount of interest, passion, and you need to spend a little bit of time, maybe 15 minutes or half an hour per day to start with. And once you really feel the joy of it, or you really feel the time you could save or the efforts you could save by using VBA, I can confidently say that you will love it. You will love it. And I'm in the phase of loving it. Started loving it, not loving it, started loving it, because I'm just started. I'm just started using them in my real life scenarios. I would say, what else you need? Then the job satisfaction and the recognition from it. So once you excel yourself in this VBA, a lot of activities can be done at a click of a button, and you could impress your management, and that's where you could step up yourself in your career also. And that amount of time what you have saved using VBA can be justified by spending some other times. You can do next step, or you can do think some for the business development and how best you can do, and what is the other thing I can take from my senior. So you could save a lot of time, right? So by using VBA, so that not only helps personal career, and that also elevates your career to the next level. So that's what VBA could do, and I am for it, guys. So I'm started using it, and of course it's not so easy, but it takes a lot of time, and you need to indulge in it with a passionate spirit. So that's what I get. As Surya has said, we so our interest levels, or whatever our areas of work will be different. So during the course of learning, I have created one code. So I'll just let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if you see, I've just created. So this is my initial days of learning. So I've created one Excel function. So this is the income. So just to create, this is one of the monthly process we do as part of payroll processing, or just to ensure that all the tax for all the employees. Of course, we have a lot of HR softwares, but in order to ensure that, we used to write for what is the tax on a particular income. So these are the different incomes of different individuals, for example. And in order to calculate the tax, we used to write this formula initially. So up to 2,50,000, the tax is nil. For 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, it is 5%. 5 to 10 lakhs, it is 20%. More than 10 lakhs, it's 20, plus certain things. So
I can fully connect with this. I used to do this stuff.
Yeah. So then I was initially in my initial classes, I thought, why can't I automate it? So I automated it with just click of a button. Just see the magic, guys, here. It's executing the code. Yeah. So I could get it. So this is the tax for this income, and I could segregate them into the high income group employee, and I could segregate them in the medium income group, and there is no income group. So this is how VBA will work typically.
So to create this code, like how much time you might have taken?
It took 2 minutes for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Great.
So of course, once we are through with that cells formula, for loop formula, and all those
after
things.
Learning. Only
after learning. Yeah, after learning. Yes.
Only after learning.
And this is one of the example I did, and apart from that, so we recently came up with, out of 350 employees in my company, we wanted to allot some ESOPs to 100 odd options. So for that selection of that who are eligible for that ESOP allotment, I could do a lot of manual effort for the initial allotment, but with the help of VBA, I could identify at a simple Excel formula. So who are all critical employees who have served more than for 3 years, and who is eligible for this category, and how much options have to be given. All those things have come up at a single button. So that's the magic VBA can do, guys. So I would strongly recommend for it. I can show one more example, but I think I'm falling short of time. So I'll...
Maybe Rajesh, you can go ahead and so quickly.
Yeah. So as we are into online gaming, guys. We are one of the pioneers in the online industry, and being online industry, so our purpose, so there might be a need for us to track how many customers have signed.
Rajesh, I think, are you saying the correct screen?
Sorry.
I think you're sharing the video WORD file.
Yeah. Okay. So as an online gaming industry, I wanted to create, I want to track so many parameters by state. So how many customers have come from a particular state, how many registrations have come from a particular state, and what is the cost I've incurred to get those customers. So there is a lot of, so if you see, this is a master file, guys. So this is into almost some 400 rows and 1,000 odd columns.
Wow.
Okay. 400 rows and 1000 odd columns. This is the Excel file, and this has some 38 parameters like registrations, conversions, cost, Google cost, Facebook cost, and what are the conversions, what is the additional cost, and how much of revenue I got from these customers. So this has a lot of data, but I wanted only a certain 5 parameters that are more crucial and that I can show to the management at the end of any month. So there comes the VBA role. So I wanted to track only these 5 critical points here: conversions, Google cost, Facebook cost, total cost. These 4 parameters across the months. Okay. So this is what I could do with the help of VBA. So from that master sheet, I could create this sheet, which is a simplified version. I could track all these 4 parameters at a click of a button. And not only that, so I want to see only conversions across the period. So go here, just select conversions. That's it. So you got all the conversions at a month wise. So whatever I'm doing here, there is a code behind it. So I want to see only Facebook cost. Yes, this is the Facebook cost for all the months. I want to see the total cost. Yes, I can see.
So behind the green marked one, you're running a code.
Yeah. Yes. There is a code behind this.
Okay.
So these are the 2 practical scenarios, not from the learning perspective, but which I have used and we have taken from a real life example. Of course, I could take I have taken the help of Funny sir to write this, but this is what a VBA can do, guys. So this is my practical experience, and I wanted to share this with you all.
Fantastic, Rajesh. Thank you so much. I know your weekend time, family time, that is more precious than your.
So this is where we can help others. So I have tasted it, and I wanted to make everyone.
I know you also that, and many of the participants here. So, okay, we all love, learning. Learning is all. We always believe that learning is joyful and joyful.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we learn something, then that kida also comes to share. Why not we share?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is one that it feels good when you share, and it will also help someone. Okay, and you can also excel. Thanks for being here, Nidesh.
Thanks for this opportunity, Accounting Minds, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Nidesh. Can you also give us some insight into? You are so young. I know you as a just degree pass out doing CMA. Now you're here. You are into HP. You're doing. I heard some stories how you do macro, how good you are. Okay, the other day Rajesh was also telling that you are you're using it extensively. Can you share your experience with VBA?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the opportunity, Surya and Funny sir. First thing, before explaining any of the thing I have done, I just want to tell how it impacted me and what triggered me in learning VBA. So it's been last 3 months. So I started searching for a new job. So I wanted to change my job. So in one of the interviewer asked me, how good are you in Excel? So at that time I told, I'm good. I'm better at Excel, and I'm doing good in my day-to-day operations. So suddenly he asked, do you know VBA? I heard about VBA, but I was not sure that could be a essential factor for me to learn within 4 years or 3 years of my experience, 3 years of experience. So, that time I couldn't say anything. I was just like, I really don't know. I have been using that, but someone would have created. I don't know what they are writing. So maybe immediately after 1 week or so, I saw an ad from Accounting Minds saying they are conducting some VBA related automation course. So I thought, okay, let me try that. So anyhow, I took it seriously what that interviewer told me on that day. So, okay, let me explore in that. I just want to see what is there. So after started learning, I gave an interview in Accenture. So you might be knowing where my learnings helped me a lot. Probably they have similarly they have also asked about Excel things. So how good are you in Excel? Maybe one of the thing would be qualification. Definitely that matters when you are entering somewhere. And another thing is VBA skills. So I mean, only qualification and knowledge doesn't lead you to survive in a market. Definitely, you should have some skills. So without skills, nobody needs me. So I was very sure in that, and I gave a confidence uh, to them, saying whatever I am learning in VBA currently, so that I started executing in my process. So I can see a positive result. So if I join your company also, I can do that. And trust me, that impressed my recruiters in a very big way, and they were able to offer a good package than what I expected. Maybe I'll say it is more than 100%. So maybe 150% of what I was currently in. So maybe this is a real time scenario I wanted to say, because I just want to say how it will impact in for your career, and you can proudly say that you know VBA. So that could be a first thing. And second thing, I just want to say, see, after learning this, maybe I thought it is a rocket science. We cannot study, only guys can understand this. So after I started learning step by step, I was luckily say that Pani sir brought us in such a way that step by step we should explore things. So maybe after that, I started seeing everything what I do as an opportunity. So it is an opportunity to explore, or it is an opportunity to create a VBA in that. So that is a positive advantages, so that we can explore more in this VBA. And as Fani sir told in the beginning, so most of the corporate guys during month end closure, saving 1 hour, half an hour, or 5 minutes is a big thing. Definitely, that on that day they'll be in a hot seat. They has to complete their task within the time frame. So saving that is a major thing. So I started working on that, and slowly I was able to do the things. And maybe with one of the code what I have written, maybe I can show how that impacted and how I saved my time. So
You want to show something?
yes, I will share
Okay,
my
with a
screen.
very
Yeah.
less time, Nidish, go ahead, please do it.
Yeah, just I'll take 1 or 2 minutes without explaining much. Okay.
Are you sharing something?
Yes.
We are not seeing.
Maybe someone has to unshare before I share. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, it says you're started. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So
we're seeing your desktop. Yeah.
Yes, it is one of the file where we work on aging greater than 90 days, AR aging greater than 90 days, where we need to exclude few of the things to create a general reserve. So it is a huge file. It is almost 25 to 30 MB. So each time when I filter out, or each time when I change something, or if I save the file, it will take 2 to 3 minutes for each filters. So run the file. So that's a very tough task to do, because it consumes more time. So one thing after doing this, like in one shot, I can filter everything. I can restrict data, everything I can do. Maybe I'll show what. So this is the whole activity what I do. Normally, I'll filter something. I'll select a few of the data and categorize as specific reserves, or maybe services led this way. So if you see in my first column A, I have only Y. So I have to exclude few of the data, so that I'll reduce my Y, and I'll have multiple categories here. So initially, as I told you, it used to take a lot of time. So after creating this macro, just for this page, I'm telling, I can automate everything here. So just I click on run macro, and it will take hardly 1 minute or so to run entire file. So I used to spend at least one and a half hour for just for this page, just for this page. Just for this sheet. So I'm doing it in 1 minute. I'm just doing it. So it is still running.
So I believe that generally this is sort of coding and all, and this coding and all does not require any IT permissions.
Exactly. And in most of the companies, they will have a restriction to use another software or any application. For Excel, everybody has access. So no company will restrict you in writing codes in Excel. So that is the major advantage. So now if you see, there are 6 categories now. In just one click, I was able to segregate 6 categories. So to do this manually, normally what I used to do is I used to filter one of the customer ID column or customer name column. I used to select only few of the customers, and customer ratings will be there. So that will take a lot of time, as since the file size is huge, it runs like 30 seconds, 1 minute for each filters or each saves. So I just want to show the code, how it looks. Maybe I'll not explain much. So it looks huge, but if you see, it is similar in each of the first lines. So normally in the second line, I have specified what I need. That's it.
Okay. So essentially, how much time you would have taken to write this big code?
Maybe it took maybe half an hour, but I would say it is a one-time investment. So once you invest, the rest of the things, it is just one click.
The commerce students know the return on investment.
Yeah. So,
right. Perfect, Nitish. Great.
Yeah,
great. And you are using it, and so I think we are. Funny, anything you want to add to this, or should I make my concluding points? Funny, you're on mute. Unmute.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, probably we'll quickly summarize, and maybe we'll take questions from the participants, if any, for 5 minutes or so.
Right. We are not seeing your screen.
Yeah. So summary is, as already Surya and Nitish emphasized on this point, like any other coding language like Python, C++, or any other coding language, you do not require IT permissions for VBA, which is a very, very powerful coding language, and it gives you vast value. Every job in Excel can be automated using VBA. Doesn't matter how hard or how complex it is. VBA can also interface with some advanced coding. It can work with Outlook, shared drives, WhatsApp, everything. Automatic messages can be sent, automatic mails can be sent, files can be deleted, shared drive, or it can be automatic, files can be saved in the shared drive, or folders can be added.
But yeah, what you're saying is that VBA can be used outside the Excel, or Excel can talk to WhatsApp and all. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely, yeah. So finally, what I would like to conclude is that it can be a game changer if you can take it as if you take it as your extracurricular learning activity, then it can make a huge difference in your career, be in promotion or in your year-end evaluations. Okay, with this, we would like to open up the call for questions, if any, from the participants.
Okay. I think, some questions were posted, undoubtedly. Sometimes you were saying that this can be done through VLOOKUP cannot give this. Then someone said XLOOKUP can give it. But again, I think it is all limited, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Even if you do VLOOKUPs, see, every solution or every problem has multiple solutions. It's all about what kind of solution you're picking. Do you want to really pick the best solution, or you want to pick something which is next to the best?
Right. Okay. Any questions, guys?
Now you can unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have. VBA can be used. I think where do you generally write the code and all? Is there a, I think you already shared that, right?
Yeah, I already told you, Alt F11
Right. Alt
from Excel. You
F11
can,
opens to the window to VBA. Okay.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone is asking, can it be used on inventory management and all?
Yes, anywhere where you have data, you want to manipulate the data and you want to get a desired result, you can use it.
So funny, can it be used on web? So
Yes.
so it can be interlinked with the web also.
Yes, possibility is there. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that may go a little bit advanced, isn't it? But
Yes, right. But there are some legal restrictions in directly accessing the web portals, from these from codes through automation and all. Legal restrictions are there, but that is also possible. Interface with Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge, all those options are there, but they are very, very advanced.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Myself, Naveen. I have one question. Like, can this VBA be useful for big data, like wherein the line items run in 5 to 10 lakhs? In those.
Yeah, I think. Up to, that's a good question. Up to 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs is fine. You see, that's one more thing. When you have more data and you're trying to use filters and all, the file will start hanging.
Yes.
But when you have used data, you're not using filters, but you're using VBA, file will not hang.
Okay.
Because it happens in the background. There is no any user interface. The file hangs because of our user intervention.
Okay.
When it is VBA, the calculations, manipulation happens in the memory itself, computer memory itself.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
right. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, one quick thing, Surya Vikash here. So funny, we can generate the charts also from this?
Yes. Anything, in Excel, like charts, sheets, pivots, all these are called different objects from VBA perspective. So Excel has 100 plus objects. It could be images, it could be text boxes, or all these are different charts. So with VBA, we can manipulate on all types of objects.
So Excel form also uses VBA itself, right?
Excel form, yeah. I see most of even if the standard functions what you see in the Excel, they're nothing but VBA codes.
Okay. Thanks.
Right. So I think so again, you guys already know me. My name is Surya. I'm there on LinkedIn. You have joined all through to the LinkedIn link. So feel free to post questions. I would be glad to answer. And you need any help in learning this VBA program and all, please reach to me. We have programs also. Okay. Again, let us share, let us learn and let us share is what we want to say. Thank you all for participating. Okay. Due to the constraint of time, we could not make it interactive, but again, for interaction, for learning, for answering questions and all, we are always available. You can reach out on LinkedIn. That's the best way that I have explored recently to interact. Okay. Wonderful professional network that happens on LinkedIn. Please join there. Please, come to our page or directly contact me. I will probably get back to you guys also, and maybe take some more information also with all your permission. And special thanks to Phanindra, special thanks to Nitish and Rajesh. Thank you guys for taking your valuable time here and helping us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Have a good weekend.
Evening
Bye.
and good night.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.